So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niren here, and today it is time for me to bring you a very interesting video, in my opinion. Today, we're going to be talking about Pro Evolution Soccer. I know, this is a FIFA channel, I hear that, but I think for the last few years, PES or Pro Evo has been undoubtedly in my eyes, and I think a lot of people, I know some people buy Pro Evo over FIFA, but in the general scheme of the world, PES has probably been in FIFA's shadows over the last few years. It had a very big peak during the mid-thousands, and even since then it's had different ups and downs. But recently, in my opinion, it's actually become a very attractive game to me. It's a game that I, this year, actually genuinely want to get, and I'll be explaining that in today's video, asking whether Pro Evo 2020 could actually be a better game than FIFA 20. It obviously is all up to preference. There's a lot getting chucked in the air in this video. Anyway, I have waffled spectacularly in this intro. If you're going to enjoy the actual video, slap a like on it and subscribe if you are new. But let's get into it. PES, about a few weeks ago, I won't lie, this is not the freshest of news, but for those that don't know, I'll be going through the features and just explaining why they're gonna be really good. This isn't a sponsored video, by the way. Far from it, actually. I'm an EA game changer. Arguably, I shouldn't be making this video, but here we are. Basically, a lot of the main stuff, which I like, is about Master League, which, for those that don't know, is the equivalent to career mode on Pro Evo. So already seeing a large chunk of news about this game mode is a very attractive thing. FIFA have announced they're going to be bringing out their career mode additions and news a little bit earlier this year, so at some point during July, whereas it's usually in August, which is a good sign in itself. It would indicate that FIFA are wanting to do quite a lot with that game mode, but I think Pro Evo are being clever and targeting a market that is getting very fed up with how stale career mode is and saying, look, listen, guys, come over here, just check us out a second. So one of the main things for PES this year is it's going to have something called an interactive dialogue system, which in layman's terms means interactive cutscenes. So you're going to see different situations and you're going to actually be able to react to them and respond as well. So for example, you can respond to players in different situations. I'll show the screenshots of the scenarios that they've released, that PES have actually put onto social media and their website. And I get the feeling it's going to be very storyline based, not as much as the journey, but I feel like it does take a little bit of inspiration from the journey, in that sense that you can reply to certain things. You know, if a player comes to you in training or something happens in a game, and they've already got post-match interviews, etc. on the game, but this is even more. This is even more in detail cutscenes. You know, the way that you then respond to those is going to have an impact on your career, and it says that you have a very unique Master League experience because of the way you deal with these situations means that it's going to change the course of your career, and I love that. That's what I want in FIFA. That, honestly, the main thing I want in career mode is not a feature, but it's like a feeling. It's a feeling that not everyone's career mode saves are going to be the same. I play career mode now. I know the only things that are going to vary are what teams players play for, and then give or take a little bit of leeway how well certain teams do. For the most part, Premier League teams are going to remain Premier League teams, Championship teams are going to remain Championship teams, etc, etc. Fixed potentials means that every player is going to grow to the same amount. The same Wonder Kids are going to be Wonder Kids in every single person's save. There's no variety. There's no feeling of a certain player hates me in this career mode save, but loves me in this one, and hence has become a Wonder Kid. And there's no variation. There's no unique factor to the game mode. So I feel like this might be a way of Master League and Pro Evo cracking that one. The cutscenes themselves look peng. They look crisp. They look delightful. Again, I'll have been showing them in the background. You'll have noticed some familiar faces, but I'll talk about that in a moment. There just looks like a lot of opportunities for interaction as well. So it's not going to be the same cutscene over and over again. I do admire the way that FIFA actually put some cutscenes into career mode. At the end of the day, we wanted that and we got it. We just got it in a quite small amount, to the point where halfway through FIFA 18, it was kind of stale because it was just the same thing. You know, realistically, it was very aesthetic. It was just, okay, you meet up with a club's representative, you talk, you negotiate, and then you talk to the player's agent, you talk, you negotiate, and then you sign the player. There wasn't really an element of you doing anything new. It was just, oh, okay, now it's been put into real life rather than just sending out emails like it was on previous career modes. But this genuinely seems as if it's going to actually change your Master League save, and I absolutely love that. So if it does, and if you can have situations where, you know, your players are falling out with you, or your fate is changed by the decisions you make, and your personality is changed by the decisions you make in these situations, then that is brilliant. That's a massive step forward for Pro Evo as a whole, in my opinion. Now, as I said, you'll have seen some familiar faces. The likes of Johan Cruyff, Zico, and Diego Maradona are all available to use in this Master League, which is pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty wavy to see they've got the rights to be able to use ex-pros and absolute legends of the game in Master League as managers. The one of Diego Maradona talking to this pretty bold guy to his right-hand side looks sick. There's loads of different ones as well. We've got Maradona having a coffee talking to, I assume, a coach, maybe an agent. Another one of Maradona in a changing room, maybe giving a team talk. The same for Johan Cruyff as well. Another one in a corridor with Johan Cruyff, or he's just chatting to randoms. We don't know what their roles could be. Another one with Johan Cruyff in training. Looks if he's, you know, barking out some orders. I don't necessarily know why he's wearing, you know, a formal shirt and a tie in that environment. Johan, feel like you can probably dress down on the training ground. It's okay. You don't have to wear a tie. But then on top of that, you've also got different rooms as well. You've got, well, I assume somewhere along the lines, it could be a boardroom or maybe a player's hotel room. It's really sick. It looks pretty in detail, in my opinion. And I love to see that. I love to see that attention to detail. PES have always been very, very good at that. Certainly, most notably in recent seasons as well. You know, the player models always look very, very clean, and this looks sick. I'm not gonna lie. It looks wavy. Again, I hope it's not just aesthetic. I hope it does really affect your Master League saves. Now, it's not just this interactive dialogue system that's been added. They've also tweaked and made transfers more realistic. To be honest with you, this is where FIFA's always had quite a big edge in career mode. It's not exactly a game changer, but you compare the realism of FIFA career mode transfers to that of PES, there's quite a big gulf. I know we say FIFA career mode transfers can be a bit weird and wacky, and to be honest with you, they can. I think FIFA 19 was better, FIFA 18 was a step backwards, but overall, in the last 5 years, FIFA transfers have not been that unrealistic. Maybe scripted at times, but not that unrealistic in comparison to Pro Evo, where Mohamed Salah signing for Manchester United or Tottenham, and it's like, what's going on? So apparently that's been tweaked. That comes off the back of feedback from the community as well. I'm not gonna blast EA about this and FIFA about this, because if anything, they've been really good with feedback. As game changers, they've included us a lot in the process of their pitch note system, which again gives a lot of feedback and a lot of transparency back to the community, which has been lacking for EA recently. But it's nice to see that PES, you know, are actively seeing, okay, transfers are unrealistic, let's sort this out. So it means that fees, values, and wages are much closer to real life. It also means that players are going to more realistic teams, as you would expect. And they've also added customization, where you can change how often transfers are happening, how difficult it is to actually make those transfers, and also whether you want to have a transfer window in that first summer of the first season. They've improved manager models. You can create your own manager, which crucially you cannot do in FIFA career mode still. They added manager models, I believe, for FIFA 17 actually, and yet still 3 years later, you can't create your own manager. I do genuinely feel that will be coming to FIFA 20. I've just got a feeling about it. But PES have been able to beat them to the announcement. I mean, you've always been able to create managers on that game, but now it's a lot more realistic. But obviously, if you don't want to create your own manager, you can use one of the legends that I specified before. I assume all the legends available on the game are available for this feature. And then finally, quite a small thing, probably quite an aesthetic thing, but, you know, it is, again, quite a nice addition. You can have and create your own sponsors boards, which will actually appear behind you in interviews. Again, I mentioned that earlier. Interviews are something that need to be in FIFA career mode as well. It's been too long. The journey has been out for over 3 years now, and interviews were in that game mode from the get-go. There's no reason why we can't see interviews, post-match interviews, pre-game interviews, any sort of interaction whatsoever on that game mode as well. It's in PES. You can now alter and edit the actual boards that you see behind you. It would be nice if those were actually sponsors that would then give you financial investment as well, in the way sponsors used to work on old school FIFA career mode. But even if not, again, it's a step in the right direction. Even if it's just aesthetic only and you can literally just see it in the background, that's pretty good. It's your own element of uniqueness but it would be nice to then see it have a practical function as well in the future. There's loads of gameplay changes as well. I'll leave the link to the actual PES announcement down in the description below if you want to go through those, but let me know what your thoughts are for Pro Evolution Soccer 2020 down in the comment section below. Do you think it can genuinely challenge FIFA 20? Can it actually be better than FIFA Career Mode this year? Let me know down in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video though, slap a like on it and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It's the big red button under the video. It massively helps me out, and you can also follow me on social media. It's at the official FNG on Twitter and on Insta. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.